The career you choose in the future can really make or break you. Your career can really be your livelihood, and it determines the lifestyle you're going to live, how you're going to put food on your table, how you're going to just buy necessities. It's important to choose a career wisely, something that you enjoy doing, but also you're able to make a good living on and live the lifestyle you want. So, in this video, I wanted to outline some things to look for before you start your new career. I know a lot of you are in your 20s and you're just now beginning to decide what you want to do for the rest of your life. Many of you may hop straight into the workforce, but others may go to college or, trade school, something along those routes. So, I'm going to outline some things you need to look out for before you make your decision. So, when choosing a career, I'm sure this is a no brainer. You need to think about what you're going to get paid for your time or the job you do. Because, not all jobs are based on an hourly wage. So, you need to consider what is the pay? Is the pay worth it? Are you getting paid well, but the conditions are horrible? There's many different factors that play into this. And, I know certainly when I was looking for a career, because I'm going to graduate college, I was struggling to find how much am I worth? How much can I get paid for my time? And it's hard to know. So it's really hard to know, especially like when you've never actually been in the job market before. But you just need to know how much you think your skills are worth and shoot for that number. Do your research, figure out how much your skills are, how much people are getting paid to do those things, and go out and search for that job. Go find and develop the skills that you need if you do not have them to get paid that wage you want. And one thing I experienced that a lot of companies, they're going to lowball you. They're going to lowball you when it comes to salary. They want to pay you the least amount. That's what like HR is, you know, that's their pride and joy is that they can lowball people the best they can. So, whenever you're doing an offer, always try to negotiate. Remember, there's a salary range and they're going to put you at the lowest in the initial offer. And so with my company, they shot me a low ball and I came back and said 10K higher than what they gave me. And actually, I ended up getting midway 5K, but I had negotiated another week of vacation with it because they only gave 1 week of vacation your first year starting out. So I thought that was pretty good. And then also another thing that you need to consider the pay for your job, if it's salary based, is companies have sign on bonuses. And mine was more of a like relocation bonus, if that makes sense, because I asked like, hey, I either need a remote, like not remote, but hybrid option or a relocation bonus so I can rent an apartment. So I ended up actually getting the relocation bonus too, just by asking. Because remember, they're trying to spend the least amount of money on you as they can. And this conversation, it's definitely difficult to have with your employer. And before you go like ask for more money, you need to have a case of why you deserve more money. Like why are you worth more? Why should they pay you more? Not just I need more money. You need to have a thesis of why you should deserve more money because you won't get it if you don't. They'll just be like, no, you don't need it. So remember, whenever you're initially getting your first like starting career, negotiate salary, negotiate all these benefits, these bonuses, all of that type stuff. Could, another thing you need to consider is just job progression. You need to consider what does the future steps look like at this company or just in the industry. So I know right now with like software, there's definitely a threat with AI. Now, is that completely true? Should that really be, like, is it super serious? I'm just picking a random example, but that's like a case where you want to consider is that career, you know, the one for you if it's being like violated like that by some like technology, changing technology or something like that. That's just an example. But like more internally with a company, you need to think of like where will I be in 5, 10 years? Do I want to live in this city where I am? Do I want to move? So like for instance, if you want to move and you don't want to be here long term, maybe that's not the best place for you. Maybe you only want to be here a couple years. Or maybe you're the type of person that's just going to job hop. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's certainly how you get a higher increase in salary the quickest, but I think it potentially could be hard to gain those like supervisor, senior level management positions doing job hopping. I'm not exactly sure though yet. But like I said, you need to think about job progression. And this is something you can ask in your interview. Ask them, where do you see me in 5 years? Where do you see me in 10 years? And hopefully they can give you the honest truth of where they can see you and not just say something to get you hired. But that's also something you need to kind of sift through all the BS that they're going to give you. Because, of course, they're going to butter you up if they want you to try to get you hired, telling you, oh, you can be a manager or supervisor in 5 years, and that may not happen. So that is definitely a hard area. You kind of got to, like I said, look through that. Take off, the glasses because they're gonna fill you up with a bunch of stuff. So yeah, just realize, maybe if it's a smaller company, it may be more difficult to get those promotions like that, or maybe it's just title inflation. But with a bigger company, I'm sure to it's much easier to get promoted quicker and a higher salary. So again, do not hesitate to ask, where will I be in 5 years? Where will I be in 10 years? Another thing that you need to consider is, will you like this job? Are you doing it more than just for the money? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, a job is just for us to get paid. But I think there needs to be a little more behind where we work and what we do. We need to be able to actually enjoy where we work. Now, you're not going to enjoy it 100% of the time. Of course not. I want to say like 60-40. 60% you enjoy it, 40% you don't. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a job. Like, you need to work to live. Don't live to work. So just make sure that you're enjoying what you're doing and don't get so wrapped up in it that you're just not even living your life. Because I see a lot of people that just like, they just work their ass off, and I mean, it's great, but at the end of the day, they're putting in so much time and not really going anywhere, job progression wise. They're not even really living their lives. So just remember, I think your job should be something that you partly enjoy, but don't just do it for the money, because you will get burnt out. I know, like, for doctors right now, there is a huge burnout rate because which that's probably for a lot of different reasons, but they're just overworked and it's just too much that they just don't enjoy it. So I think it's important so just realize that you need to enjoy your job, because there's no point to be absolutely miserable. And I get some people are in positions where they have no other choice, but that's just another situation where you need to grind out skills to get to where you need to be. And I know I'm very fortunate and grew up in a great household that provided me with the resources to find a good career. But that's just a situation where you have to grind. So remember, make sure you enjoy what you're doing. Another thing I want to talk about is, do not worry about your job status. If it pays the bills, it's good enough. I mean, I know a lot of people, like, they dog on, like, blue-collar work, but, I mean, blue-collar work, you can make a lot of money. You can make just as good as wages as, the white-collar and all of that, but I don't think that you need to, like, fixate on what your job is. Just get something you enjoy, something that pays well, like a place that treats you well. I mean, my dream is to work in a steel mill at this company. A steel mill. It sounds horrible, but that's just what I want to do. It's not flashy, but it's going to get the pace, or it's going to get the bills paid for, and I think it's going to set me up for a good life. So just remember, the status I mean, yeah, it's nice to have doctor in front of your name, or, you know, have an engineering title, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you get your, just make sure that your job gets your bills paid for, and you can live a happy life and raise, you know, a great family. So this is where I'm going to conclude the video. So that being said, guys, just remember, make sure you get paid well. Make sure you're doing something that you actually enjoy doing. And don't worry about the title, the status of your job. Just make sure you enjoy it and you can live on the salary that you get. So again, thank you guys for watching. I'm Seabear, and if you liked this video, I hope you can, you know, drop a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.